Okay, here we go. Well, welcome tonight to our online Zoom session. This is just an informational called Learn More, and we are going to be talking about how to unlock another stream of income with doTERRA tonight. My name is Tanya Cottrell. I'm a Blue Diamond Wellness Advocate with doTERRA. I'm joined tonight by Crystal Garvin, who is a Diamond Wellness Advocate with doTERRA, and we're really excited to present this information with you tonight because this business model just really comes to life when we dive into this topic. And I like to share how it's come to life in my life. Crystal could probably, I know she has her own angle to share there, but we have the awesome job of getting to watch people's lives change when we share these amazing products with people. And we get to watch people's lives change with the income side of doTERRA as well. And it just brings me a lot of joy sharing what has been such an impactful opportunity and company for me in my life and for my family to get to share that with you tonight. I'm certainly grateful someone shared it with me. And so this is kind of paying it forward. So we do this call on Zoom once a month, first Tuesday of every month. And we love this call. One thing I want to mention before we get started is that oftentimes when people come to listen to something like this, they're thinking, is this going to be kind of scammy or slimy? Are they going to be working really hard to convince me? Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm going to take my screen share off because we are just going to be on camera right now. Are they going to try to drag me into this? Are they going to try to convince me to do something? I don't want to be pressured. And so I want to say right out the gate, we are not in the business of convincing. I was very afraid of that because I had had some negative experiences with some other direct sales company where I felt like pulled and pressure. And so I have never done it that way. And you do not need to feel that way. We are here to just share information. It's an incredible opportunity. And if it's something that you are intrigued by and you want to pursue it, that's amazing. We are here for you. We've got the tools, we've got the training, we've got the support. But if this in the end is not for you, you don't feel like it's a fit, then you're not going to be pressured to do anything. We really want what's best for you. So just know that you have total freedom in that. Okay. So now let me get us all muted here. I think Crystal got it taken care of before me. Thanks, Crystal. Okay. All right. So we're going to start by, I'm going to pose a question. I'm going to answer this question. And the question is, as wellness advocates, and maybe you've been on one of our wellness webinars or something, or you watched in the Facebook groups, have you ever thought, like, how do they know what they know? If I were to be a wellness advocate, how would I know? How would I learn about the product and become an expert so that I can help people with their health? You know, that's a big question. So the answer is, well, we're not doctors. We're not pharmacists. Well, there are a few doctors on our team, but most of us are not medical professionals or doctors. We don't claim to be doctors or to diagnose. That is not our job. We are basically like health coaches, and we walk alongside individuals and educate them on natural solutions for foundational health. So the information is very general, foundational health. We're advocates, okay? So as an advocate, you will want to use a book that we recommend called The Essential Life. And I forgot to grab it to pull it out here. I just was not thinking. So let's pretend I'm holding this book up. This is just, it's your tool. You know, you're going to use this as your main recommendation tool. There's other great recommendation tools out there. We'll point you to all of those. That opened up a world for me when someone put a book in my hands and said, this is how you learn how to use what oil, what product for what health information or what health need you have. And I learned how to teach other people to use that book. So I am not telling people what to do with their health. I'm empowering them with the tools so that they can be their own advocate, just like I became that for myself. So you can purchase that book for yourself, or the advocate you enrolled with may have some kind of an incentive for you. A lot of times we like to encourage people on our team to earn that book. If they enroll 5 people in 30 days, it's a fun way to get it. But there's also an app you can put on your phone, searchable oil recommendations, And we also have tons of trainings for you from actual doctors and scientists and other leaders who do have a lot of knowledge in certain areas. And so we point you to a ton of helpful resources where you can find recommendations and information on supplements and essential oil usage. I promise, if I can do it, you can do it, because I had no wellness background before joining doTERRA. So what you need to know is that we are going to equip you with everything you need. I've had all the tools I've needed along the way, every step of the way, right at my fingertips. And if I can't find something, I have a team of people to ask. And so you will have that as well. All right, so I'm going to actually bring on Crystal Garvin.
Hello.
Hello, hang on a second. I don't know if my
Okay.
volume's down there. Now I can hear you better.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All
Crystal's
right.
going to come and talk to you a little bit about that support and the training that you would receive as an advocate.
Okay. Well, thanks. And thanks for being here, everybody. Thank you, Tanya, for that introduction. So, for me personally, I came into being a wellness advocate because I was just interested in the oils for my family's health needs. I didn't really know much of anything about oils. I knew a bit about vitamins and supplements and herbs. I had been dabbling in that and delving into some holistic type things, but I really didn't know much about oils. And what I did know was just from picking up stuff at a health food store that didn't even work. So I was skeptical. But because I came into this awesome team, I'm totally equipped to help people in their health journey with some of the tools and things that Tanya already recommended. So I want to talk about the support and training that you'll receive. What I did have personally was a network marketing background. I had done that for 8 years. So I was familiar with that. But even if I hadn't been, some of it I had to unlearn actually, because it's so different with doTERRA. So the person who you sign up with is called your enroller. They'll be the one to help you launch your doTERRA business. You will not ever be alone. We'll be there to support and guide you as you start your doTERRA business and beyond. And our team offers weekly online wellness workshops. You can funnel people into the workshops, invite your friends, family, coworkers, anyone you know. They can be in state, out of state. We don't have territories. They could even be in another country. Everything's online with those, so it's super easy to access. Of course, you can grow into the point of teaching your own local classes, but at first, you're welcome just to watch the workshops, learn the flow, learn what we cover, what the products do. We follow the same basic format week after week. It's really convenient because it's so consistent. So you can consider the training for yourself as well as it being a recurring event. You can just invite people into to learn about our products. And in the workshops, we'll always redirect people to connect with you to order their products. Wellness advocates often attend these, they're welcome to. And you can just, as a newer wellness advocate, sit in the bleachers to learn. You can even take a turn teaching later on if you'd like to, because we already have the script written. And so we encourage our team members to do that. So you just would teach from the script. It's really simple. We also have a team website, it has everything you need for training, resources, to just work your way through the process, learning it step by step. And on that page that Tanya created, you have access to scripts, training, product knowledge, graphics to invite, what to say guides, everything you need along the way. It's like a one-stop shop. And it's ever evolving, but it's always up to date. So you can find everything you need in there, including clear step-by-step guides so you know how to do everything that you'll need for getting your business started. We have a couple really important Facebook communities too that I'll mention. Drop by Drop is for product support, all things supplements, oils, wellness. It's open to customers, potential customers, wellness advocates. Metabolic Makeover is specifically for the MetaPower line. It's again for anyone and everyone who wants to explore and learn and get support while using MetaPower. And then there are topical online classes for continuing education almost on a weekly basis throughout the month. So you and your customers can do a deep dive on specific topics like thyroid support or oils for babies or pets, things like that. And then we also have specific business support groups on Facebook. You'll want to be in at least one team-wide group run by a diamond level leader, potentially others too, depending on what your direct upline has and recommends for you. So you'll talk to your enroller and make sure you're added to the groups that you need to be in. And then for business support, we also every Monday evening have a training, and it's support that's specifically tailored to our team. doTERRA has one once a month, and then the other Mondays we have that just for our team. There are a lot of other support resources that you'll get along the way, but that's kind of a basic overview. The main thing to know is you aren't alone in this process. So you have a really robust, experienced team that's going to help you every step of the way. Right, Tanya?
Exactly. So, I mean, just in summary, what I hear you saying is two things. You don't have to create anything from scratch. It's already done for you. And you don't have to run any of your own Facebook groups online. You can simply plug your customers into existing communities. And I'm going to add to that, you don't have to create training for people or even product support. It's all there for you to plug people into. So one thing that plays a big role in the success of growing a doTERRA business is the power of testimonials. We encourage our customers to share the stories of how the products are impacting their lives all the time, whether it is on Facebook or at an event or in person or online. Those stories are powerful and others can learn from their experiences. So a lot of the learning that happens in our oil community amongst our customers, they're learning from each other. It's incredibly rewarding, by the way, to actually get to be a part of that kind of work that changes so many lives. And it also helps us to educate other people to use the products. So I know Crystal and I have been able to see that, I mean, over the years, so many times. So Crystal, I might be putting you on the spot right now, but can you just think of a time when you got to see products impact someone's life, maybe a customer or someone in your own family?
Yeah, I definitely have seen a lot of those throughout the years. It's been a decade, so I have plenty of options to choose from. For my own family, it's been tremendously helpful for ear aches, whether it's from a sickness or swimmer's ear. That was something that I would run to the doctor for, and I didn't like to have to do that, but I didn't know other options. And I tried a lot of natural things that were sometimes effective and sometimes not. And since we've been using oils, I mean, I could just think of time after time, and really 9 times out of 10 or more than that, we have not had to even go to the doctor for various different things like that, whether it's aches or pains or sicknesses or mysterious things that come up with children. It's been so empowering to have the oils at our fingertips and not have to be afraid, even if it's in the middle of the night, that we, might have to run to the ER because nothing else is open. To be able to start using the oils and to be empowered to know that I'm not going to harm myself or my child or my family member if I'm not using the exact right oil, or if I don't know exactly what I'm doing. I can look it up in my book, follow some directions, some basic recipes, that types of thing, and they're so effective. And so I've seen that happen in our family where we were really close to going to the doctor for an earache or something, and we just started upping our protocol with the oils based on the resources we have, and we were able to avoid that. And so that's a kind of minor thing, but it's a really big thing for a mom. And then I have just so many customers who've been able to lower their cholesterol, their blood pressure, really life-changing things, their weight loss, those kinds of things that are very life-changing and empowering. And that's just a few of the things that come to mind from more recent years as well.
Yeah, I love that. I've seen the same in so many, I mean, this, yeah, just time after time. It's very rewarding. I was just reading a testimonial today about someone being able to pass gallstones and avoid having gallbladder surgery. I mean, sometimes it's huge. Sometimes it's just your everyday things. I'll never forget the day I had a neighbor whose little boy was on the spectrum and was really struggling with just gut-wrenching nighttime terrors and anxiety and major struggles. And she tried one of our mood blends for the first time one night. And she came to my house the next day and was like, I'm floored because my little boy, I think he was 6, came into the bathroom in the morning and said, I had a happy night last night. And that kind of stuff just makes me so grateful to get to do this kind of work. So we're actually going to kind of turn to like a business topic right now. And I want to talk to you about something called retention rate. Now, I did not know what retention rate was. Crystal can attest to that. When I first started this business in 2012, I kind of got into it and I really learned along the way. Crystal came in to doTERRA about 6 months later. And when she was first asking me a little bit about it, she was with another network marketing company. And so she had all these years of experience. And one of the questions she asked me was, well, what's doTERRA's retention rate? As she was sort of fishing around for information. And I was like, I don't know what that is. And so I went and asked, and I came back and I said, well, it's 65%. And she was like, no, you asked the wrong question. It can't be. That's way too high. And so I went back and asked again. I'm like, it's 65%. And I didn't know what the problem was. She's like, that's unheard of. That's unheard of. So let me just unpack this for you a little bit. Needless to say, Crystal ended up coming over to doTERRA because that retention rate makes a big difference. So doTERRA has the highest retention rate in the industry, in the social selling, network marketing, direct sales industry. The average retention rate in the direct selling industry is between 13 and 20%. Now, Crystal tells me in her particular subcategory, which was skincare and makeup and beauty, it was actually less than that. What would you say, Crystal? 8 to 10 or something like that?
In the company I was in, it was 13%, and that was high for
That
skincare and
was
makeup.
high.
So it was like 7 to 10% on average in that industry.
Okay, so compare that to doTERRA's, which is 65%, and I'll explain to you what this means. So this is based on quarterly orders. So everyone who has a membership, like a customer account or a wellness advocate account, how often are they placing an order on their account? How often are they reordering? Every customer that orders at least once in a quarter counts towards this. So 65% of our members are ordering at least once a quarter. That's how retention rate is figured out. 65%. Industry standard is 13 to 20. Now, if you were to figure this out on an annual retention rate, we're up like in the 70s, like 73-ish. It's extremely high. So this is really due to the fact that our products work and people depend on them. Customers really love to do monthly orders because of our fantastic loyalty rewards subscription program. They earn a lot of points back that they can cash out. If you are buying doTERRA products, hopefully you know about that because it cuts costs way down, but it also boosts our retention rate. And this retention rate tells us three things. Number one, people love our products. Number two, people love being rewarded for purchasing regularly. And number three, people are feeling better. They're having results. Otherwise, why would they continue to purchase their products month after month? And I'm here to say year after year, over a decade, I've watched people order every month because those products have become just household staples for them that they are thrilled to be able to purchase again and again and again. So I'm going to spotlight a couple strong points about doTERRA that they do exceptionally well. doTERRA has two separate tracks. They have accounts called wholesale customer and accounts called wellness advocate. 91% of the open accounts in doTERRA are customer accounts. That means that the majority of those who are ordering every month are ordering simply because they are happy customers who are loving the product. And that's hugely important. Now, number two, doTERRA's loyalty rewards program, you'll hear us talk about it as the LRP. That's what it's frequently called, is highly, highly effective. doTERRA gives both customers and wellness advocates a percentage back on every order they place through this program. So customers love getting that kickback when they purchase and whatever it is that they need, and they also can redeem those points for free product. Customers and advocates also can earn free shipping through that program. They can get the free product of the month with 125 PV by the 15th of the month. So there's a huge incentive for them. They can get 12 free oils a year if they are doing that. And there's also special perks and ways they can bundle their products to get deeper discounts through that loyalty rewards program. So that's a big part of our high reordering retention rate. One difference between wholesale customer accounts and wellness advocate accounts, it's actually the only difference, is that customers have a referral link where they get paid in something called doTERRA dollars, account credit if they refer a friend, and they just can cash that out for free product or pay for their shipping or whatever. Whereas a wellness advocate, if they are referring someone to the company, they get paid in actual dollars, like in a paycheck to them, either through the mail or at direct deposits into their bank account. Otherwise, the accounts are the same. They get the products at the same discount. They get access to the same perks. I'm a wellness advocate. Crystal's a wellness advocate. Maybe some of you have already upgraded your account to that. doTERRA can legally pay us when we're wellness advocates. That is the only difference. So doTERRA's retention rate it's just not a fluke. That's what I want you to get here. It's not a fluke. It's been steady for the entire life of the company, which is since 2008. Their products are reliable. They help people with their health, and they prompt people to share with others, whether they are an advocate or a customer. So basically, you get to decide what track you want. There's a lane for everyone. If you want to stay in the customer lane, you can be in the customer lane and you'll be rewarded for that. But if you're thinking, I'm probably going to be sharing this with a lot of people anyway, or I already am, that's what I notice. Like, oh, I definitely want to tell people about this. It's helping my kids and me. Then you might start to wonder, like, well, why don't I just get paid for that? I might as well get some money dropped into my bank account if I'm already sending people to buy at doTERRA. If that's you, then you probably want to take advantage of the Wellness Advocate option. Either way, you're going to benefit from everything that doTERRA provides. So something else that has really stood out to me is that doTERRA is a science and research-based company. They take science and research really seriously. They do a lot of clinical trials and clinical testing. They do third-party testing, so there's transparency. Quite a few universities have done research on our oils. There's also like many well-respected, highly credentialed doctors, specialists, scientists on our scientific advisory council at doTERRA. So not only do we have a quality product, but it's backed by research and medical professionals. So that means as a wellness advocate, I have a lot of confidence in offering our products to people, and you can have a lot of confidence and you've got that backing. Okay, so Crystal, I'm going to turn the next part over to you, and I am going to screenshot in a few minutes. You'll see an image go up on the screen because I'm going to share with you a tool called the Build Guide, and I'm also going to put a link in the chat if you want to pull that up yourself. And it's a booklet you can get from doTERRA, but we're going to pull up the digital version for you to just have a few visual aids. But Crystal, I would like you to talk a little bit about how a wellness advocates how we organize that, and what that looks like if we're building that stream of income.
Okay, sure. So when we're looking at any wellness advocates organization, customer accounts will typically be about 90% of the organization or team's volume. About 10% of a team should be comprised of wellness advocate accounts. So we like to do things in threes. You'll hear us talk about that a lot. When you come on as an advocate, your first goal is to find 3 business partners you'd love to work with. You might find someone whose company you enjoy a lot. You know, they're a hard worker, someone who has influence or is a leader in your community, someone who's looking to make extra income or wants to diversify with another stream of income, any of those types of things. You could also find someone who's drawn in because they want to do something meaningful with their life and they want to help others, or maybe they're already in the natural health and wellness industry. And this would be a great complement. So the idea is you'll find your first 3 business partners, then you'll help them find their first 3 business partners. doTERRA has been in business for 16 years, and they grew to a $1 billion company in their first 7 years. That is the same growth rate as Apple. Today, we're a $2.5 billion debt-free company, and that has postured doTERRA to be an incredibly stable company, even in today's economy. There are 10 million customers globally. You as an advocate can choose to have customers and advocates under you from anywhere in the world. You can grow a global business, which is really cool. And doTERRA is the world's largest essential oil company. There are 7 founders. Together, they have more than 150 years of experience in the essential oil industry. And the company is privately held, which is a big deal. It means they can keep the success of their customers and advocates at the front of every decision that's being made. They don't need to answer to investors. They can stick by the commitment to never compromise on the purity and quality of the oils and products, which might not sound like that big of a deal, but that is what happens when companies get into financial trouble or are on a shaky foundation and they need investors to back them. They have to compromise on something, whether it's the pay to the advocates or distributors, or it's the compromising on the purity and quality of the products. So you might be wondering how many advocates and customers there are already out there. In the US population specifically, we're at a 2.5 saturation rate, which means we have a long way to go before saturation would become an issue. Another cool thing is we're also seeing men do the business as well as couples. This is not specific to an age or a specific demographic or gender or anything like that, that some businesses really do cater to. Some products really are marketed to. We can talk to everyone. Everyone can use our products. At this year's global convention, about 40% of the attendees were actually men. there is a huge presence of international advocates from all over the world too, and that means it's just truly a business anyone can do. There's a place for everyone in doTERRA.
Yeah,
Okay.
there is. Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
for that, Crystal. And sometimes we even see couples doing it together, which is really fun. Um, I've been seeing that more and more often. So we saved the income piece for the end. We're going to be jumping into that in just a second. So I want to point out, though, that sometimes income isn't the reason people love being an advocate. It's not always the only reason. We love making an impact and helping people, but let's be honest, we aren't just doing this as volunteers. Most of us are focused on building another stream of income through doTERRA. And so we love helping people with their wellness while also getting paid. But that impact is also a big motivator for a lot of people. And so if that's something that you feel motivated by, maybe you aren't really just looking at income, just know there's so much to it that's so rewarding. So I'm going to share a little bit about our actual compensation plan. We're not going to get super deep into the weeds here. We've got trainings that will help you. You can get access to later that you can go a little deeper, and your enroller will be able to help you with that. But we do want you to be able to see some numbers so you can get a more in-depth look from your wellness advocate later and as you go. I learned it as I went, but let me just cast a vision for you so you can see what's possible. So first of all, if you have questions as we go through this together, write them down. You can put them in the chat, or I can hang on and answer questions for you at the end. So if you need me to clarify something or Crystal to explain something, that's no problem. We'll be here to answer your questions. And then the link to this build guide I put in the chat, so you can grab that and download it, and you'll see all the pages there for yourself. We're just going to highlight a few. We're going to talk about 4 ways that you get paid from doTERRA. And the first we're going to talk about is a rank pay. As you enroll new customers, then you have volume on your downline or your team. So there is a dollar amount and a PV amount for every product and every kit. That PV amount stands for product value. One reason we have a PV value for each product is so that customers in different countries, we all have different currencies. This way we're using the same language when we're talking about product value, and they're using it to calculate pay. So think of it as doTERRA's standard currency. The total volume on your team, the total PV volume, product volume on you and everyone below you, all your customers, any advocates that come in under you, that is called organizational volume, or OV. So if you look at this chart, you kind of see this slopey mountain, and you're going to see different ranks going up the mountain. And I want to start at that bottom in that yellow square. When you have 3,000 OV on your team, you're going to reach the first building block rank of elite. There's some subsequent ranks before that, but this is our first major goal, major building block rank of elite. On here it says when you enroll 15 people, that's not a requirement, it's just an average. But really what we're looking for is 3,000 in organizational volume, then you're an elite. An elite average income level is about $365 per month. And as you work your way up, you are going to see averages for each rank. I'm going to go through these really quick to just give you a flyover view. So the next step up is Premier. With a Premier, you can see there's 2 small boxes under there. I know it's small on the screen. Those say EX. Those are executives, which is a 2,000 OV rank that is right before elite. So with Premier, you're actually starting to build some structure where you have a couple of advocates under you. So if you have a couple of advocates under you and you are bringing in about 5,000 OV, you're going to jump up to Premier when you have that structure just right. And that averages $878 a month. So I love looking at silver, because silver means you have 3 advocates under you who have all hit elite. And so that's why I called elite the building block. Okay. So we teach you how to become elite, and then you show 3 people how to be elite. And when they get there, you're now a silver. And that average income is $2,500 a month. The next rank is gold. At this level, you're working with those same 3 advocates below you, and they each reach the rank of premier, and you've helped them so that they have their total volume and their 2 partners underneath them, advocates, and then they are premiers, you are a gold. And the average income for gold rank is over $5,500 a month. Okay. Are you kind of getting the picture? So this is how the business works. You learn to grow yourself and you learn to teach a few people to grow themselves. You support them and together the tide rises. Okay. And you're hitting these upper ranks. One thing to note is that down at the bottom, you're going to see the average time to reach each rank. At what dōTERRA did is they looked at all the golds in the company and calculated how long it took them to get to that rank. Now, our average amount of time it takes company-wide to get to gold is 27 months. On our team, we have a lot of support and we like to help people reach their goals as fast as possible. And some people want to be overachievers and they want to go faster. It's important to know that that's possible and you get to pick your pace. Everyone's journey is different and there's a lot of variety in how long it takes people to reach certain levels. Some may want to take the slow track and others go way faster than this. So these numbers reflect the company-wide averages. Don't look into that too intensely because it's an average. But the growth rate someone experiences has everything to do with how consistent they stay in doing the work it takes and how much they commit to learning how to build their income stream effectively. Again, you'll have all the tools you need and the support you need. You get to choose your work hours and your commitment level. We don't pressure you to go faster or more. You get to decide. So let's look beyond that. There's platinum. At this rank, those three underneath you are now moving up to silver, and that is how you reach platinum. And a platinum is averaging their income is around $10,000 a month. The next rank up is diamond, and you'll see they still have platinums. They still have silvers under them. They've got the three, but they've added a fourth. So they've brought in another, what we call a leg to their team. And once that fourth one also reaches silver, then you get to promote to diamond. And an average diamond income is $17,000 per month. So before we go to the next final two levels, I know we can look at these numbers and think, who makes this kind of money? That can't be very realistic. Is this just a handful of people? No. At dōTERRA, this is another thing that sets our company apart. There are over 1,000 people who are at the diamond level. It's not just a couple, it's a lot. It is very achievable for those who really want to do it. So as we go to these next levels, I'll tell you the averages for those two. And no, we've got quite a few that are at those levels as well. So the last two ranks we're talking about are blue diamond and presidential diamond. So we had our 4 silvers at diamond that, 4 silvers makes a diamond. And then at blue diamond, it's 5 golds. So those 4 are ranking up to gold. And then a 5th leg has been added and has grown up to gold, and that's how someone promotes to blue diamond. So the average income for a blue diamond is $41,000 per month. And this is US currency, by the way. If you're in another country, you'll just kind of have to, calculate the currency exchange rate in your mind. In dōTERRA, there are over 300 blue diamonds. So there are more than 300 people who are making that level of life-changing income for their household. And then that final rank is presidential diamond rank, although you can go above that because once you hit that rank, you can build a whole other organization underneath that, and you can actually like double it or triple this whole thing. We have some people that have done that. It's pretty cool. With presidential diamond, you're going to take the 5 golds under you when you were a blue diamond, and you're going to add a 6th leg, and you're going to help everybody get to platinum. And what do platinums need? The 3 silvers. The average income for a presidential diamond is over $114,000 per month. And there are more than 100 people who are at presidential diamond. That's pretty amazing. I went to a presentation from another network marketing company several years ago. I was already a blue diamond. I had been a blue diamond for several years. I had a friend and I was trying to be supportive to their event. And I had no interest in their company, but I was filling a seat and I was kind of curious because they brought their blue diamond speaker in from another area. And I was shocked because they also called their top rank a presidential diamond. And he said, their company was over 20 years old. And he said, well, we haven't had anybody reach this rank yet, but I know we will soon. And I was shocked. 0. They had 0 people. And here we were, at the time we were maybe 10-year-old company and we had, so many presidential diamonds. So I just had to, that was shocking to me. It's good to contrast that. So that doesn't mean that everyone who's on this call or who's watching the replay is going to say, I'm going to get to presidential diamond. We know that's not the path for everyone. Not everybody wants to go that far, but we want you to see that you don't have to be, you don't have to just be like the one person who can hit the top. If you want to build a business and think, I like that diamond spot, I really think I can go for a diamond, then that's life-changing income. And there's over 1,000 people doing that. You don't have to be the best. You can just be really good at what you do and serve and care people and stay committed to it and hit that diamond spot. And we're here to help you do that. If you want to go for that presidential spot, we're here to help you with that too. It's all about taking a look at what your goals are and talking to the person who invited you here. We want to help everyone be successful. So just to give you a picture of what's possible on our team alone, we have 96 people who have reached the rank of silver. We have 49 who have reached gold or platinum ranks. We have 11 who have reached diamond. We have 3 who have reached blue diamond, and we have many directly above us who have even reached presidential diamond, and one that even did the double diamond option. So you can see the breakdown of these ranks, and but there are 3 other ways that you can make income. We're going to go out of order a little bit on this chart, but I'm gonna zone in on this orange box. This is called Fast Start. I'm not going to get into all of the nitty gritty with this, but just know this is the first income you would make as you got started. When you set someone up with an account, whether they're a wholesale customer, they just buy something, they get that free wholesale account, or an advocate, you're going to make 20% back on whatever they order. But then your upline, your enroller is going to make, I'm sorry, my dog's being loud. I'm dog sitting for my daughter. I have extra dogs in my house, and one of them is only 1 year old and she's loud. So I apologize for that. They were playing. So when you make that 20%, your enroller is going to make 10%, whether they've met that person or not, they get 10%, and then their enroller gets 5%. So the beauty of that is, as you teach some people to enroll customers, you're going to get paid off of the people they bring in too. This is fast money in your pocket. It's paid out weekly, and it's meant to get some income flowing to you as you're actively starting your business while you wait for the other forms of commission to grow. And it makes more sense as you get into it, I promise. Okay, so this is called unilevel bonus. And what you need to know about unilevel commission is after a new customer has been a member with doTERRA for 60 days, and you got paid that fast start on it, their account is going to roll over into unilevel commission instead of fast start and start paying you out unilevel. Whatever level they happen to be on your team, that's the percentage you're going to get paid forever on any orders that they make. A little percentage here and there really adds up to the larger part of our paychecks at those higher ranks, okay? So the really cool thing about this is that our unilevel commission plan is flipped upside down from what most unilevel based companies have. Most companies pay out a higher percentage on your level 1 and your level 2, those levels right under you. And then that percentage you make dwindles as your organization gets deeper. Ours is flipped upside down, it grows. Well, your organization widens as it gets deeper too. There's more people on those lower levels. So you're making a higher percentage where there's more people ordering, and it generates a much more robust paycheck than what you would get with that same amount of sales volume in another company. So in fact, doTERRA has done this with us. I've seen them run a certain number of sales volume with the exact same structure, this much on level 1, this much on level 2, this much on level 3. They run it through our compensation plan formula, and then they run it through other direct sales companies, and we get to see the comparison. And every time doTERRA pays out a much higher amount on the same sales volume than the others. I've yet to see any company that pays even close to what doTERRA does when compared across the board like that. So you get paid more on the same amount of work. The last exciting way that you get paid is called the Power of 3 bonus. And this is just a reward you get for structuring in groups of 3, which Crystal mentioned before. We like to do things in groups of 3. So you get this on, it's like a cherry on top of the sun on the sundae. When you start your organization with 3 people on the loyalty rewards program, you can earn a $50 a month bonus. And then when you teach them to earn their $50 bonus, that turns into a $250 bonus for you. And when those people earn their 50 and your 3 under you are earning $250, you're now earning a $1,500 bonus. And so your wellness advocate can unpack all of the specifics about that, but it's I mean, $1,500 a month right there. That alone changes households. And it's just a bonus that we get, which is really fun. So leadership bonus, these are just parts, they are profit shares. Once you hit the rank of premier and up, you start getting profit shares in all of the sales of the company, which is really fun. And the higher you go in rank, the more profit shares and the bigger the pool you get you get to get from that. So that's another a big part of those higher level incomes that plays into it. So it's another reason to set your sights on ranks that meet your income goals. Okay, one thing I'll add is that we talk a lot. I'm going to actually stop sharing the screen. Let me just see. Hang on. My settings are.
Tanya, if I can add something.
Yeah, go ahead. Well, I'm fiddling with
Um,
this.
yeah, back on that unilevel chart, it's always so interesting to me because I was with another company for 8 years, like I said, and they had the exact opposite upside down unilevel percentages, like you were saying. And it was so eye-opening to me when I started asking you questions about doTERRA's compensation and you were telling me the average incomes. I was like, how is that possible? That's so shocking. And then I saw the chart and I realized it's almost the exact opposite. And so they paid the most percentage on the people that I personally had enrolled or brought in to the company as customers. And then with every level down from there, it got less and less and less. And it just made me laugh because the first time I heard the compensation plan explained in a call like this, they said it's upside down. I said, yeah, it's upside down. That's exactly what it is. It's upside down. And so at that company, the top income earners in the entire company were earning on average about $10,000 a month, which is great. You know, I thought that's where I was headed and I was excited about that. And then some of the very top income earners in the whole company were maybe earning 2 or 3 times that amount. I looked at Presidential Diamond, 100+ thousand dollars a month, and I knew exactly why that was true because they flipped the compensation percentages on the unilevel completely upside down. And so that was just very eye-opening for me to realize most companies do it the other way.
Well, it was
Um,
eye-opening for me to see you realize that because I didn't realize that other companies did it. And you don't have to give specifics, but I mean, I know the answer, but did it make a difference in your check?
oh yeah, so that because I asked you, you had been doing doTERRA for what, 5 or 6 months when I really started asking serious questions about doing this business with you. And I asked you, can I ask you what your income is? And you told me, and my jaw dropped because you were already making more or similar amount, but almost surpassing me after 6 months from what I
You've
had
been doing it for
been
like
eight
eight.
years to make. Yeah. So within 6 months of really deciding to do this business, I was making more than I'd ever been able to generate in my previous company in 8 years. Yeah.
So, yeah, there you have like a real life example. It was sure eye-opening for me to learn that through watching your process because I had no idea what I had stumbled into. It's pretty amazing. So we're getting towards the end of our time tonight, but I want to add that we talk a lot about finding those 3 wellness advocate partners. So don't worry if you're thinking, but I don't have 3 people who want to do this with me. That's okay. You don't absolutely have to have 3 people right when you start. We'll help you start finding customers and build your organization while you're looking for those 3 partners. But we do like to give you training on how to kind of have your eyes open and start thinking about who you want to work with. The timing is different for everyone and we'll help you strategize and structure as you go. So don't stress out about that. Um, one of the big questions I had was about time. Um, I was really worried about time, but you know what? Everything's figure outable, and I was able to figure out how to carve away a little time here and there to get my business off the ground. And it just don't let those things stop you. There are ways to figure that out. You are not unique. A lot of people are having these questions. I don't know anybody. I don't have the time. I don't know if I have the skills. I'm not salesy. That was another one that I had. I'm not a salesperson. So if you're like, okay, well, I'm curious, I'm intrigued, I might want to look at this. And if you're having reservations, that's super normal. You might be wondering, if I were to do this, how would I start and what would it cost? One thing that I love in doTERRA is it doesn't have to cost you anything really to get started. It's ideal if you can start with a kit. If you haven't enrolled even as a customer yet, you want to get some product, but you don't even have to start with a kit. You could start wherever it works in your budget. And I really like to encourage people not to go in debt to do something. There is no requirements. You have to have an account, but you can get a free account with any, even buying one product. So you don't have to go and spend like $600 or $1,000 or $2,000 like some companies require to get started. Quite a few people do choose to start with one of the product starter kits, and that gives them a way to tell people, hey, this is where I started, customers, and I really liked the kit. That was helpful to me to be able to do, but it's your choice. I did kind of waffle between a small kit and one of the natural solutions kit, and it was a big financial stretch for me, but I did end up opting for that natural solutions kit. And I was glad I did it because I was able to sell more of that kit because I was able to tell people, hey, I started here. But honestly, there's no cost to sign up. You just do what you can do. It's really your choice. So in order to get paid full commissions and bonuses, all those that we talked about, you do need to be ordering 100 PV, that's that product value, on the loyalty rewards each month. That ensures that you don't miss a paycheck when a new customer comes in through your website or something. That's what qualifies you to get that paycheck launched to you. Okay, so the next question would be, what do I do first? I'm going to give you 2 tips on what we've seen huge success with. We have a wellness workshop every Thursday, and we recommend that anyone who's thinking about doing this just attend and try to invite like 5 people. That allows you to sit in and learn as we teach each week and start sharing with friends, but you don't have to do the teaching. And we're pointing them to you if they want to order, and it gives you a chance to kind of like learn by watching us teach. The other step we encourage you to take is to go through our team's website with the onboarding training. So I gave you that link in the chat, and you're going to see a replay of this. In fact, I'm going to update it with this month's replay probably tonight. At the top, you can click that. You can share that link with people. So if you want someone else, you're thinking, well, maybe so-and-so would do it with me. You can share that link and say, watch this video at the top. This is the Learn More, Unlocking Another Stream of Income presentation. That's the very top thing. That build guide we were showing you on the screen, I gave you that link. That's right on that website too. And then we've got a nice video where it's some stories of Crystal, me, several other people that are talking about like really cool things that we've been able to be blessed with in our lives because of our doTERRA journey. That's a fun one to watch. But after that, you're going to see the onboarding training. And that's really your getting started place. It's a video you can just play and pause and play and pause. And it's me training you. And I'm going to tell you, okay, pause and go set up your direct deposit so you can get paid. Okay, play. And then you're going to go do the next step. You're going to learn where your shopping website is, your referral link to give to people. And you just go at your own pace and you play it and you do the steps and you pause and you do the steps and you play it again. And I promise it's going to walk you through every single getting started step. Okay, you're going to be off and running before you know it. So if you do those 2 things, attend our weekly workshop on Thursday and go through that onboarding training and steps, you're going to be off and going with that first initial, like, how do I get started? And then we'll help you take it from there. We'll help you if you want to do a launch, if you want to start planning your own classes to really get some momentum going, we will help you with that. So just to summarize and wrap it all up, I want to thank you for taking an hour, not quite an hour, 45 minutes of your time to be with us. I hope that this has opened your mind and given you some information that's going to help you to make a great decision. Whether it's now or in the future, if it's not ever, we wish you the best, but we certainly hope that you're going to say, hey, I want to do this with you, because we want to welcome you with open arms. And let me tell you, you're going to be part of something absolutely incredible and a really incredible team. So wherever you're at, we just want to say thank you and to encourage you to contact your wellness advocate, whoever you're working with, or maybe you already enrolled with, and they can help you with questions you have. I'm going to just open it up. If there are any questions in the chat, or if anybody wants to ask a question, you're welcome to. And otherwise, we'll just kind of end it, and I'll get the recording shared out there on the Facebook groups and on that website. And thanks, Crystal, by the way, for all that you contributed.
Yeah, no problem. I don't see.
I'm putting the wellness workshop registration in the link too, so you can come. And we know we just changed that. So now the first 3 weeks we're doing the Healthy from the Inside Out, where we go over smart supplementation, gut health, metabolic, and we just barely touch on essential oils. And then on the last week of the month, we're just going to deep dive in essential oils. So we kind of split that class into 2 to make it shorter. So this week it's going to be that Healthy from the Inside Out. We'll be doing that another couple weeks, and then that last week it'll be on the oils. So no questions in here? Doesn't sound like. Oh, that link didn't work. Hang on, let me get it in there. You can find this link in all the Facebook groups and on that website as well. So, okay. I think we're good to go then. No questions tonight. Thank you everyone for joining us. It's always
Thanks.
fun to talk
All right.
about this. Yes.